prolactin inhibitory hormone releases via these portal blood vessels, and it comes into anterior pituitary and acts on this prolactin secreting cell, that is our lactotroph cells. Then the lactotroph cells inhibit prolactin secretion into blood. Clear? So, finally, we can summarize, that is some releasing hormone that releases from the hypothalamus, and via these hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal vessels they reaches the anterior pituitary, acts on their target cells, and they releases hormones from anterior pituitary. And some inhibitory hormones like growth hormone inhibitory hormone or prolactin inhibitory hormone or factor, they releases from hypothalamus after reaching portal blood vessels. Via portal blood vessels they reaching the anterior pituitary, they inhibit growth hormone secretion as well as prolactin secretion into the blood. So, now we can conclude this session, that is hypothalamus control anterior pituitary hormones by a vascular connection. Clear? By established a vascular connection between hypothalamus and anterior pituitary, the pituitary hormones are controlled by hypothalamus, and this connection is called hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal system. And these portal systems is contributed by superior hypophyseal arteries and hypophyseal portal veins. Okay. On the other side, the supraoptic nucleus and the paraventricular nucleus, these two nuclei synthesis of oxytocin, ADH hormones together. Now, our concern, after synthesize within the hypothalamus these two hormones, how they reaches posterior pituitary. After synthesis, this supraoptic nucleus, they send their axon terminal into posterior pituitary. Also, paraventricular nucleus send their axon terminals into posterior pituitary. And all hormones from supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus, this is oxytocin and ADH, all these are two hormones, travels via this exoplasm of the nerve fiber and enters into posterior pituitary and stored here. Okay? So, after synthesize within these two nucleus, supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus, ADH hormone or oxytocin hormones travels via exoplasm of nerve fibers and they reaches in the posterior pituitary and store ADH hormone as well as oxytocin hormone. Now, how they will release this into blood? When nerve signals from hypothalamus, they travels through this tract, nerve impulse. When nerve signals or nerve impulse from hypothalamus, they travels by this nerve tract, and after reaching the posterior pituitary releases these two hormones, that is ADH or oxytocin in blood vessel. Okay? That means hypothalamus and posterior pituitary, they connect each other by a nervous connection, which is called a tract. Okay, a bundle of nerve fibers is called tract. This tract connect hypothalamus and posterior pituitary, and this tract is known as hypothalamo-hypophyseal tract. Via this tract, hormones from supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus comes down to the posterior pituitary and is stored in the posterior pituitary. And then if any nerve signals from the hypothalamus comes via this nerve tract, act on this posterior pituitary, and then posterior pituitary releases ADH or oxytocin into blood. Okay? Now we can summarize. Supraoptic or paraventricular nuclei. Another is releasing or inhibitory hormones. Then this supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus synthesis of ADH, oxytocin via hypothalamo hypophyseal tract stored in the posterior pituitary. Okay? So, this is the conclusion. In hypothalamus, supraoptic paraventricular nuclei, they synthesize ADH and oxytocin hormone, and then these hormones comes via a tract to the posterior pituitary and is stored here. And also nervous signals from this supraoptic and paraventricular nucleus as well as hypothalamus, they comes through this tract, reaches the posterior pituitary, and then releases these ADH or oxytocin. On the other hand, by releasing hormone or inhibitory hormones, all these hormones via hypothalamo hypophyseal portal system comes into anterior pituitary cells, then all these cells release or inhibit anterior pituitary hormones. Get the point? So, anterior portion of the hypothalamus releases some inhibitory hormones or releasing hormones. They comes via a portal blood vessels, and these releasing or inhibitory hormones act on anterior pituitary cells, and then they may release some hormones or they may inhibit some hormones of anterior pituitary. By these hypothalamo-hypophyseal tract and hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal systems, hypothalamus controls pituitary hormone secretion. So, this is our today's class. Hope you get the point. Thank you all.